This week in real Pirateball, documenting the 2011 Pittsburgh Pirates baseball season. And here's your host, Greg Mercer.
What's up, everybody? Greg Mercer here with 2011's first week of This Week in Real Pirateball, the categorically inimitable Pittsburgh Pirates weekly video blog on YouTube. The 2011 season's underway, and I've got 8 Pirates-related topics to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it right now. The biggest story for the first week of the season has been the impressive debut from the Pirates starting rotation. In their first 6 starts, the staff recorded 4 quality starts with a 3-0 record and a .322 ERA in 36 and the third innings.
It's a miracle, a true blue spectacle, a miracle come true.
Even though there were a decent amount of walks and hard-hit balls that almost left their respective ballparks, the pitchers got out of enough jams to be effective and keep the team in the game. There's no question in my mind that the starting pitchers will ultimately determine how the 2011 Pirates will perform. If the team can get quality starting pitching, the young and promising offense and the back end of the bullpen should be talented and determined enough to claw out plenty of close victories. As we saw last year, the Pirates are gonna have next to no chance of being competitive if the starters don't get out of the 5th inning half the time. I wasn't able to adequately profile the Pirates' new manager Clint Hurdle in my TWIRP Pirates Baseball primer, so I'm gonna do it here. Hurdle replaced John Russell in the offseason and was probably the biggest acquisition that GM Neil Huntington made. Pirates fans immediately fell in love with Hurdle's upbeat demeanor and engaging style, which is a far cry from Russell's mundane attitude and inaudible ramblings. Don't get me wrong, I think Hurdle's a good manager for this team, but if people want to point to his track record of success as a positive, I'd have to disagree. In 6 seasons in Colorado, Hurdle only coached 1 above 500 team, and that '07 team pulled off one of the biggest statistical anomalies in baseball history by winning 21 of its last 26 games. Anyway, in the early going, the team looks responsive to his efforts because they've played with great enthusiasm, hustle, and all-around swagger. And now, a word from our sponsor. New Pirates Bright Swagger deodorant is so powerful that it blocks your team from being under 500 for 16 games. I can turn your dull, unintelligible manager from this into this. But it doesn't stop there. It turns zombie-like pirate spokeswomen from this into this. Hottie spokesmodel power! Pirates! Offensively, the Pirates' most valuable player over the first week has to be Jose Tabata. At press time, Jose had hit safely in all 9 of his games with 2 homers, 4 steals, and a .343 batting average. I was against Hurdle's plan to have Tabata as the leadoff man at the beginning of the season, but you can't argue with success. He's done everything a leadoff hitter should do and more so far. His pure hitting ability is already being put on display, and his first week has given Pirates fans a taste of what the 22-year-old has to offer in the future.
Maybe what I think Tasty Wheat tasted like actually tasted like oatmeal or tuna fish. That makes you wonder about a lot of things. You take chicken, for example. Maybe they couldn't figure out what to make chicken taste like, which is why chicken tastes like everything.
Sadly, it's already time to fire up the What Players Got Hurt This Week organ. Ross Ollendorf was put on the 15-day DL on Saturday with a strained shoulder, and Evan Meek was also slowed by shoulder issues after Friday's game.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
The minor leaguers didn't want to feel left out, so oft-injured Tyler Yates joined the 2011 FUBAR Arm Club with a torn flexor tendon in his right elbow, which might mercifully end his career in Pittsburgh. The injuries to Meek and Ollendorf could be very costly to the Pirates. The Pirates' replacement pitchers are pretty poor, so if one or both of them are out for any significant amount of time, the chances of the Pirates overachieving this year will be greatly reduced. Let's forget about that and focus on that swagger. Pirates Bright Swagger deodorant! Block! 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 Block being under 500 for 16 games! Ah! Pirate Swagger is too powerful to let this commercial end! Block! Free kick! Double claw! Bobbleheads! Fireworks! Pirates! Opening opening weekend produced two separate incidents of fan insubordination at PNC Park, and both were caught on video by YouTuber 333 Gray Street. A fan tried to run on the field on opening day and was caught before he even got 15 feet on the grass. The second happened on Saturday night. I was at the game and saw from a long distance that there was something going on in left field. Little did I know that some big dude was getting beat down by cops. The guy's USA jumpsuit somehow made him impervious to pain and being tasered. Either that or the cops managed to miss him 3 times. While these incidents are never good at the ballpark, the Pirates should at least be happy that people are still coming to games and getting rowdy after 18 years of losing. Let's briefly recap the first 3 series for the Bucks. The Pirates went 2-1 against the Cubs to start the season. Neil Walker's grand slam in the opener and Kevin Correa's solid pitching helped the Pirates win Game 1 6-3. The Pirates blew a 2-run 8th inning lead in Game 2 and lost 5-3, but the tables turned in Game 3 as the Pirates scored 2 runs on an infield hit in the 9th inning in a 5-4 comeback win.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
The Buccos also took 2 of 3 from the St. Louis Cardinals earlier this week. Charlie Morton's 6-inning, 1 earned run performance coupled with an Andrew McCutchen home run powered the Pirates to a 4-3 win on Monday. The Bucks dropped the second game 3-2, but they rebounded against former Cy Young winner Chris Carpenter to win the rubber match 3-1. Once again, Kevin Correa was dominant, going 7 shutout innings. He's really trying to make my awful predictions for him look foolish.
Yeah, in your face, in your face, in your face!
The Pirates finally came home to PNC for their series with the Rockies. I don't have time to review Sunday's game, but here's a recap of the first 3 games. Paul Maholm was hit hard in the home opener in a 7-1 loss. However, the Pirates exacted revenge in a 14-inning 4-3 win the next night. The bullpen pitched 11 1/3 scoreless innings, and Jose Tabata's double off the wall scored Josh Rodriguez for the winning run. It looked as though Pirates fooled Rockies manager Jim Tracy into pitching to Tabata by bringing Andrew McCutchen on deck, even though the pitcher spot was next with no available bench players left.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around.
A lack of control was the big culprit in Saturday's 6-4 loss. Charlie Morton walked 5, and Jose Veras walked 1 and hit 1 batter, and 5 of those runners scored. So, what are my impressions of the Pirates after the first week of the season? Well, every year it seems as though the Pirates play several close games and eke out a few heroic victories in the early going to keep them near the 500 mark. This year doesn't look to be any different at the outset, but it's not going to get any easier for the starters as the season wears on. Opposing bats usually start to heat up, so hopefully they'll continue to work their way out of jams and attempt to keep free base runners to a minimum. Next week the Pirates have games against the hated Milwaukee Brewers and other division rival Cincinnati Reds. Well, that about does it for this week. Make sure you join me next week for another edition of This Week in Real Pirateball. I'm Greg Mercer. Later.